Mateus from Ericsson Research.
Thanks, Christian. Thanks for the invitation. Good to be here. So I am Mateus Santos. I am with Ericsson Research. We have a research branch in Dayatuba, close here to CPQD. And what I would like to bring to you is some aspects that we work for network slicing that we think are important. So the marketing is developing. How do you think it's developing for network slicing? Rapidly, slow, or in the middle? So we need some things in place to help with this market development. So one thing that I would like to start is more basic with the concept of network slice. I'm not trying to bring a definition here, as Christian said. Everyone could have one single definition, but I would like to start it simple. And start it simple with what is the slice, what is the purpose that we have to build the slice. So if we have a shared infrastructure, we want to build an overlay and on top of it, logical networks, right? That's we have been doing already before. Of course, that the problems here are beyond that, but I will not dig into details. But one thing is that this logical network, for each slice, will have a business purpose. And also, as was commented here earlier, so we have also the importance for the service, and this could be also a customer requirement, okay? How does that sound? I think it's important, and one thing is that you need to configure this slice. You need the resource in place. Some of the entities could be shared, others not. We don't know exactly, depending on the slice, depending on your purpose, okay? And this is important to configure, be connecting the slice, etc. Okay, that's part of the network slice. Setting up, creating, configuring, etc. And of course that we envision that the management functions will do that, will be part of it. So it's important to have our management functions, and could start, of course, at top of it with the BSS, with the business support systems, but we have the OSS part of it and also the management entities creating, changing. So life cycle management of slice is important. And for the life cycle management, so that comes the hot topic here, one of the hot topics that we think is important. We need to have models in place. We need to describe the slice. So this is important, and for interoperability is also key. So the models would bring not only the connectivity, and not only what you have as resources in the domains, in the specific domains, but also the requirements that are in place. So you want to declare the requirements and what you really want with the slice to be fulfilled, okay? So that, and also with the models, once we have the models, and this is ongoing work in standardization, we have OASIS, we have ATNFV, etc. So once we have the models, we need to orchestrate. We need to create this slice. We need also, after that, to manage and maintain this slice, as I said. So this is key to start with the design time, so we are doing well also in the runtime. So this is very important, I think. So we think that we should work with TGPP, with the definitions. We should work with ATSI, and ATSI ZSM was also mentioned. And that comes the closed loop and automation. That's very important for controlling the costs, to have an automated system and a cost proportional to the size of this slice. We have more VNFs with the slice. We have more resource, more demands. So VNFs could be shared, yes, could be shared, but we could have also dedicated infrastructure for the slice. And all of this, we should understand that manual operations should be minimized here. Maybe removing the man in the loop here, putting the man more for decisions, more but outside the loop. So we are fast with repetitive tasks, or we're more efficient in terms of costs and other aspects. So maybe leveraging AI for zero touch, and also the working standardization has been touching on this. So machine learning has been important, so we should have data pipelines and how we deal with that data is important. So all of this is part of important aspects for the network slicing that we have been working with. Okay, so one last thing that I would like to bring here in this lightning presentation is some possible common grounds that we could have shared interests. And I think between academia and industry. But I think that end-to-end is something that we agree on. So cross domains is important. So we should work across domains. And of course, RAN, transport core, so there's the management part. So all of this, how do we integrate this? And also, as was said here, the models are very important for this integration. And if you have a higher layer model, that could be converted in a lower layer, so you'll be well connected to the domains, understanding each technology that should be in each domain to be in place for the slice and the end-to-end. And the distributed cloud, number of sites that was mentioned here is increasing. So we have this challenge also of the platforms at the edge. We have also, if we want more, better improve the latency, but what are the hardware that we have? So also the data plane is important, and we should not forget the transport, right? It's not all about the cloud, it's not all about the network, but the transport network, let's say, is important if you have estrangement requirements in the front haul. So you could have a good cloud environment, execution environment. You could have also great slice configurations, but if you are not checking the requirements in the front haul, you will be in the bottleneck, and it's not gonna work well. So we need to also, that the transport network is maybe a different domain compared to the others. We should not take it for granted. So that's it, and I think in the part that the traffic is also important for mapping the traffic to where it should be. And when we have the edge now, it's a bit different. So the core network could be here or there, and you are moving, and devices could be moving, cars, etc. So we should be prepared. We should prepare the network and the transport, etc., to switch the traffic, to steer the traffic to the right place. When you are there, it's ready. The cloud is ready. The core network is ready for you. So that's some aspects that I'd like to bring for you.
Very good. So the one question, please, for the fastest lightning talk he deserves.
I'm happy to answer if you have any.
Some question. He used the most efficient use of the time, so he deserves that someone asks. Okay, thanks.
Maybe it's for both here. Have you any proof of concept so far for multi-vendor, same domain or cross-domain for this? So it's both for you.
Proof of concept in terms of network slicing, in terms of what specifically?
End-to-end servicing the application, for example, through all the way from the service down to the infrastructure.
Yeah, I can say, I can answer from Ericsson and also from our research department in the Atuba that we work with the other units around the world. So we work in close cooperation for demonstrating, for example, the models, what I said, for the end-to-end. So across RAN, transport core. So we had some publications, we had some proof of concept in our testbed in Sweden on how it's important for us to have the models in place to orchestrate across the domains. So to connect the different domains. So in terms of testbed, we have also been working across domain. And one aspect was the models that I mentioned. And another aspect is this more on the closed loop and the runtime. So we have some reference for you on this.
Yeah, just to finish, but what about multi-vendor?
Sorry?
What about multi-vendor? Have you multi-vendor?
Oh, multi-vendor, yeah.
Have you cooperated?
I cannot answer for multi-vendor, but one thing, I will pass the microphone, but one thing that I can say is that we are in the at CZSM with other vendors, with our operators, other vendors, and also other partners, etc. And we are all partnering on that, on the models, on the closed loop automation. We have now a new work item at TSM that we're driving on closed loop automation. And also we are in 3GPP, and that's part of the discussion for multi-vendor.
Okay, now thank you, Mateus. It's-